By December 17, 2020, CD Projekt Red lost $5.5 billion in 10 days. A single broken launch destroyed a decade of reputation and changed how every AAA publisher calculates risk. This is Cyberpunk 2077, the launch that reset the industry. Before Cyberpunk, games launched broken and were patched later. After Cyberpunk, studios would rather delay until they're ready, no matter the cost. And that's why Rockstar delayed GTA 6 twice. Not because the game isn't ready, because they watched CDPR lose everything and decided that's a risk they won't take. I'm a strategy consultant that breaks down the real business decisions behind gaming's biggest moves, and today I'm showing you the exact calculations that changed AAA development forever. To understand why this changed everything, you need to see what publishers actually calculate before launch. 3 metrics drive every launch decision: pre-orders, platform stability, and reputation equity. Cyberpunk had all 3 locked: 8 million pre-orders, a PC version that ran amazing, and CD Projekt Red's reputation untouchable after The Witcher 3. And with that sterling reputation, they assured us that consoles would be fine. Why would they lie after all? It's CDPR. December 10th, 2020 happened. Cyberpunk 2077 was officially released to the world. Within hours, console footage floods social media. The PS4 and Xbox One versions were unplayable with 15 frames per second, constant crashes, textures pop in so bad that the game was fundamentally broken. And Sony did something that they'd never done: delisted Cyberpunk from the PlayStation Store entirely and offered complete refunds regardless of the download status. December 7th, 3 days before launch, CDPR was valued at $11.7 billion, the all-time high of the company. In December 17th, 10 days later, it collapsed to $6.2 billion. They lost nearly 50% of their value in 10 days. The financial hit was immediate, but the reputation damage, that took longer to calculate. You see, within weeks, investors had filed class action lawsuits, Polish regulators had opened an investigation, and by March of 2021, management had publicly apologized, admitting they'd ignored console performance warnings the entire time. But the real cost? 2 years of emergency patches. Every resource redirected from new projects to fixing what should have worked at launch. Here's the framework CD Projekt Red missed. Technical debt versus launch window pressures. They had a choice. Option A: delay till you're ready, fix the console versions, and launch clean. Option B: hit that holiday release window and patch later. CDPR chose option B. The math seems simple. The holiday window would have 500 million plus in revenue. A 6-month delay? That's a 500 million you'd never recover. Except they didn't calculate the downside. Their miscalculation? They weren't a scrappy indie anymore. After Witcher 3, a Game of the Year winner, they'd become a AAA powerhouse. Players expected polish. The marketing promised perfection, and when you build that level of expectation, you can't launch broken and charm your way out of it. Small studios get second chances. Industry leaders get destroyed. 5 years later, Cyberpunk 2077 is finally fixed. The Phantom Liberty expansion delivered what the launch should have been, but the damage is permanent. Now with Witcher 4 hype starting to build, everyone's asking the same question: will it actually work? CDPR lost something you can't patch: unconditional trust. And that's what every publisher saw. That's what changed the calculation. If CD Projekt Red, the studio that made The Witcher 3, could lose $5 billion and their reputation in 10 days, no one was safe. And that's exactly what Rockstar learned. And the industry responded immediately. Within 18 months, every major publisher was sure to be recalculating their launch strategy. Cyberpunk didn't just destroy CDPR's reputation, it reset the entire industry's risk tolerance. March of 2022, Nintendo delayed Zelda Tears of the Kingdom a full year despite the game being mostly complete. February 2024, Warhorse Studios delays KCD2, citing the need to avoid technical issues at launch. October 2024, Ubisoft delays Assassin's Creed Shadows twice, first to Feb, then to March of 2025, explicitly referencing technical issues and learning from Star Wars Outlaws trouble launch. The pattern is clear. publishers now calculate reputation risk as aggressively as revenue projections, and no one has more reputation equity to protect than Rockstar. GTA 5 is the most profitable entertainment product ever made with over 210 million copies sold. That's more than 8 billion in revenue. Red Dead Redemption 2, a flawless launch with critical acclaim. Rockstar isn't just another AAA studio, they're the gold standard, which made their next move even more significant. In February of 2022 was when GTA 6 was officially confirmed to be in development, with a release window of 2025. However, by May of 2025 we got our first delay. The game was now being pushed to May 26 of 2026. And a few weeks earlier, we got the news of the second delay when the game was pushed to November 19th, 2026. 2 delays, over a year added to development, and that's what matters. Rockstar didn't have to delay for financial reasons. Even today, it pulls its way through ongoing sales of GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and GTA Online. They delayed because they looked at CDPR and ran a different calculation. They looked at it more as a delay cost versus a reputation damage cost analysis. You see, the delayed cost perspective, which is a more quantifiable metric, you're expected to lose 1 to 2 billion per quarter. On top of that, you have the investor pressures of stock volatility because of these delay announcements. The opportunity cost has also got to be factored in when you realize that the holiday 2025 window is going to get missed. However, there's also the reputation damage cost. You lose the trust of the consumer. Once it's lost, it takes years to rebuild, if that's even possible. There's the platform relationship risk as well. You don't need Sony to delist your product because that's just bad PR. And as for the franchise value's destruction, GTA is Rockstar's crown jewel. Damaging it damages everything. The math changed after Cyberpunk. Delay costs are temporary and calculable. Reputation damage is permanent and exponential. 3 lessons from Cyberpunk that changed Rockstar's calculation in this regard. 1. The pre-orders don't protect you. CDPR had 8 million pre-orders for Cyberpunk. Still, it lost 5.5 billion in 10 days. 2. Platform stability is non-negotiable. If you don't have market access, you can't sell. This becomes even more problematic in the current gen scenario where PlayStation outnumbers Xbox 4 to 1, and losing that platform means losing majority of the console space. And finally, reputation equity takes decades to build but days to destroy. Rockstar has spent over 3 decades building trust. They watched CDPR lose theirs in 2 weeks. GTA 6 will be ready when it's ready. Not because Rockstar wants to be perfect, but because they watched CDPR lose 5.5 billion in 10 days and decided that's a risk they won't take. But here's what no one's analyzing. This creates a new problem, because when industry leaders delay to protect reputation, the entire market timeline shifts. Rockstar delay didn't just affect Rockstar. It's now releasing in the same release window as Call of Duty, Marvel's Wolverine, Fable, Blood of Dawn Walker, and Phantom Blade Zero. Every one of these publishers is now looking at their 2026 projections and recalculating, because you don't launch against GTA 6. GTA 5 sold $1 billion in 3 days. It dominated consumer spending for 6 months post-launch. So now you've got publishers with 2 options. Launch in that Q4 window and get obliterated, or delay, and that pushes into someone else's window. The strategy that was supposed to protect individual reputation just guarantees someone's revenue projections get destroyed and hurt the industry. So what does this mean for the next 5 years? 3 strategic shifts are already happening. 1. Polish has become clearly the most expensive line item. Development timelines have started adding years not for new features or expanded content, but just for technical refinement. The cost of polish used to be optional. Now it's the most expensive line item in the budget. 2. AA publishers have an opportunity. While AAA clusters in these type of release windows, there's vacuums that have been found in both 2025 as well as early 2027. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 launched in April of 2025. By October, it hit 5 million copies with universal critical acclaim. Kepler captured the exact window AAA abandoned, $40 to $60 price point, polished launch, zero competition from major publishers. Studios that can deliver in these gaps will capture market share that the majors left on the table. And finally, consumer tolerance for broken launches is gone. Pre-Cyberpunk, players accepted day 1 patches and rough launches. Post-Cyberpunk, a single performance issue trends on social media and tanks your Metacritic score before you can respond. One bad launch doesn't just cost revenue, it permanently damages your ability to sell future titles at full price. And here's the final piece of this puzzle. Rockstar isn't just protecting GTA 6 revenue, they're protecting the structural value of the franchise itself. GTA 5 is still in the top 10 selling games every single month, 12 years after launch. This is not just a game, this is an annuity. And the only way the annuity continues if consumer trust in the GTA brand remains intact. Millions of workers are predicted to take time off for the November 19, 2026 launch. I'm calling it the GTA flu. So when Rockstar delays twice for polish, it's not just for protecting their reputation, it's protecting the structural integrity of the industry. The Cyberpunk 2077 didn't just hurt CD Projekt Red, it fundamentally restructured how the entire industry calculates risk. Delays are no longer about perfection, they're about survival. But here's the paradox. The strategy that saved Rockstar billions just created the most saturated release window in gaming history. 500 million plus titles, same quarter, same consumer dollars. Someone's revenue projections are getting destroyed. The question isn't whether studios learn from Cyberpunk. The question is whether the lesson just collapsed the entire 2026 release calendar. And that's the Cyberpunk effect. What do you think? Was Cyberpunk's lessons really the reason why Rockstar delayed GTA 6? Or do you think they're just perfectionists at heart? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if this analysis helped you see game development differently, subscribe for more strategic breakdowns of gaming's biggest stories. Until next time.